Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Green Zero here. That's right, we're going to go through the 1.02 plus map pack because there's new maps and there wasn't much on the replay system. So here's some footage from. I'm going to run through all the maps for you, but first we're going to show you where the patch is. Okay guys, here we are on GameReplays.org. That's right, I'm going to show you where the patch is first because people just never stop asking me where the heck is the patch. Pretty much, I'm going to show you where it is again. Not a big fan of Game Replays anymore, more so the people that were there that did some terrible things, not the actual site itself. So you just look it up in Google, there you go. You want to scroll down to the right hand side. On the tab here, you're going to find the list of games. You're going to want to go to Kane's Wrath because that's where the community is. Pretty much the whole community is going to be here on this this website, pretty much, so you have to kind of come here. Once you're on here, you'll find all the news for Kane's Wrath here, of course. We go up to forums, you want to go to general discussion, and this will take you to the forums, of course, where you can find the 1.02 plus. Of course, I'm going to make sure there's a link this time because people endlessly ask me where it is. If you want to go to Kane's Wrath unofficial patch 1.03, I know it says 1.03 because CGF makes a 1.03 as well. I mean, it's garbage, but he makes one. But if you go down here, you want to go to, up the top it'll be pinned, you want to do Kane's Wrath 1.02 plus, out now. Actually no, do we want that one? No we don't, we want map packs. Don't click on that one there, you want the map pack because it's way easier. You can start the game in the official 1.02 plus and just use the official 1.02 and just use the 1.02 plus map pack. So you'll notice there's two. It'll have the latest updates and it'll have the older versions as well if you want to go watch an older replay. But essentially there's two map packs. You probably want both of them. Map pack 1 is of course the 1v1 maps and map pack 2 is the 2v2 maps. So you just click download and then you wait for it to download. I don't want to do that actually, no, cancel that. Okay, because I've already got them. Okay, get rid of that one there. So that's pretty much how you get it, and then you just run the installer and it will install them for you. So it's pretty easy. There's a list of features in all these forums as well if you want to go over it. But anyway, that's how you get the 1.02 plus. Hopefully that has answered a lot of people's questions. And now on with the video. Okay guys, here we are on Torment Alpine. That's right, the first new map in the 1.02 plus map pack. And I'm really excited about this map here. It's definitely got to be one of my favorites of the map pack. A lot of people, when they go into it, they immediately assume it's going to be like Rift, but they are dead wrong here. It's going to be totally different. Let's start on the left-hand side here. You have a decently sized starting field there. Very nice as well. If you go up to here, you have the nice, safe spike. There you go. A little pathway around that small mountainside. Very easy to get the spike. If we go back down here, we'll go down to the safe expansion. Again, there's a nice back way down here where you can deploy to this safe area, have your base nicely tucked along the side of the map there. There is a little room for harassment around here. Aircraft, I guess they can hide in the corner there, but aircraft pretty good on the map as well. Pretty much everything I've done so far has worked. If we go back over here, we can see that sometimes you can actually move your MCV around this side and have your base on this side of the map, trying to block it off from your opponent there. But if we go back up, that's the left-hand side of the map. Remember to follow the overhead here on the radar if you're getting confused. But if you move into the middle of the map here, you know there's a little bit of an upward ditch there. Nice safe building there for the left-hand player and a nice safe building for the right-hand player. Ungrown blue tib field, of course, that's anyone's in late game. And of course there's a nice entry level on the top as well as the wider one here. Go into the enemy's expansion, or the enemy's main, should I say, who will deploy here. And of course their safe spikes. That's the top of the map. They've got the same thing mirrored on both sides because it wouldn't be a tournament map unless it was mirrored. So as you can see, there's their expansion. If you move down to the bottom here, you notice there's another two garrisons here and a spike. Probably very rare you see anybody go for this spike. Maybe if they're a certain faction and they know they're against another certain faction, they might go for it. But definitely going to be looking for mid to late game capture for that one there for a nice, nice credit boost. Of course, you'll notice there is a very big Tiberian field right in between in the middle of the map. Both sides are going to be fighting for that one at the end. It's wide open both directions from once people finish their safe expansion, so there's going to be a lot of fighting here. There's a nice gap here as well, and of course there's another gap here before you go back into the blue area up here. So even if you don't get the green field, you can still secure the blue field, which will give you the money you need to contest this one. Very big map. You can get around the other players as well and drop down surveyors and outposts and try to take their tib, especially at the top. It's hard for slow moving units to get anywhere on the map, so looking forward to seeing a lot more games on this map. I've played on it quite a few times. I've had a lot of success. Aircraft, infantry, stealth, vehicles, armor, anything seems to go on this map here. It seems a little bit like Rift, but of course I think it's much better than Rift. So head on over and don't forget to play this map here because it's really awesome. Can't wait to see more games played on this map. Okay, here we are guys on Tournament Badlands, the next map in the map pack. That's right, once again we have another tournament map here. If you notice, you will start off in the top right hand side, and of course your main field is sitting right below you. Nicely done there. You can definitely move straight through that field to your expansion, which is very close by, so it's just here. All this hugs to the right hand side of the map, of course. Little bit of room for harassment, not too much. You can see it's wide open there. Of course, you've got another wide opening here to the main part of your base, and of course there's openings up here as well, and a nice spike to capture as well. Very safe to get that one. Usually there's a little area where you can actually run units around the top of the map and the enemy can't see them, and around and behind. Good for harassment or stealth. If we move into the middle of the map, you notice this is where the main green Tiberium field is. Again, not too sure about how well this design is going to go down. There's no blue tib, and pretty much once both sides exhaust their two expansion fields, or their main and their expansion, there's not a lot of tib to work with here, so expect a lot of rushes and maybe a lot of all-in maneuvers before they have to go and get that Tiberium. We move down here, we see the other spike, which of course is for the left-hand player, which again, mirrored on the other side here. Of course, it's just on the opposite side, so this area is down the bottom. Enemy starts here, okay, and of course they've got the same expansion through the little gap up there. Whether they want to drive their MCV through there or around for some reason to try to defend off the area here, and then expand to the green crystal here. Again, not a very big map at all. It's reasonably small. I played a handful of games on it. So far it's played reasonably well, but I can see if the game goes past or if it gets into the late game, the very late game, you're going to have a lot of trouble. One player will usually win once it gets to the late game because of the lack of Tiberium. The other player will be harvesting it. Again, you can go all in and just sell everything up trying to get the other Tiberium field. But again, reasonably well designed. I'm liking it. I think you can travel back along that area there. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure you actually can, so that's something to keep in mind as well. There's a lot of hidden paths on this map, so it is very good. Again, played on a handful of times. Very nice. We'll just whip around it. There's a safe spike again, and of course you can see that it doesn't take very long to whip around this map. It is very tight, and it's got some. I mean, it's not completely flat. It's nice that it has these ridges here and these other areas to block things off. That really makes all the difference in the world when it comes to maps like this, so expect a lot of strategic maneuvers around those as well. But anyway, Tournament Badlands, looking forward to seeing some more games on it. We'll have to wait for a verdict on it until later on though. So that there is Tournament Badlands. Okay guys, here we are on Tournament Savannah, and you would have remembered this one here from the 1.02 Plus before the map pack came out. This one was in development and was available before the map pack came out, but of course it wasn't ranked, and it's ranked now, so that's pretty good for everyone out there. Anyway, this one here, a little reminiscent of Tournament Arena. It's big, it's open, it's flat, and of course it's got a decent amount of Tiberium at its disposal. But of course, you start on the left-hand side here. Reasonably easy to defend this well, your main, of course. It can threats can come from the top there. You notice there's a safe spike in the corner. Should be able to secure that one, no worries. There's another safe spike to your 6 o'clock down here, and there's your expansion. Whoa, geez, I can go a long way off the edge, can't I? Another safe expansion here. Of course, it's reasonably easy to defend this. Again, really, they're only going to be coming from one direction. Again, a lot of armor fights are going to happen on this one. A lot of fast attacking going to go on, because really, it's completely flat. There's no chokes. There's nothing. There's absolutely no chokes. You can do anything in the terms of ground maneuver. We'll see there is a dry blue field up the top there. Two almost dead garrisons. Garrisons aren't terribly important on this map. There's only a couple, and they're pretty badly damaged, mainly just for containing scouts at the start of the game. Green field here, of course, both sides are going to want that, which is going to get really messy. But it has the tried and true design that it's a green field. There's one green field for the third base, but of course there's a blue field, and if the other player gets the blue field, it'll give them the money to pressure the green field if they lost the green field initially. And as you can see down here, a few more buildings. Again, I'm flying way off the map down there, and the same thing is mirrored. As you can see, there's not a lot of detail. Again, there's really no terrain to speak of on this map. It's going to be flat out tank wars and nothing but tank. I'm not sure how well aircraft are going to do. Probably not too well. There's nothing really for them to fly over and escape from. Again, not saying I'm not going to rule them out. Of course, they should be reasonably good. They usually are good, but they prefer to have the terrain to escape over. And of course, that's really it. I mean, it's very, very basic map. It does look like it was put together in probably a few hours, so it's not really high on the creativity side of things, and I really thought that was a bit of a lackluster map when I first saw it. But surprisingly, it does play very well, and I'm purely sure because it just uses the 5th green blue field type of design, and it's completely flat, and everyone's used to Arena, and that worked. So pretty much I think that's why it's been reasonably successful. It's ranked now, so head on over. It's been played in tournaments, so it's probably not going anywhere. Again, nice map to play on, something different, even though if it is completely flat. You want a straight out massive brute force fight, you're probably going to be finding it on Tournament Savannah. Anyway, we'll see how this one goes. Not too many games have been played on it, so hopefully we'll see some more matches on it again. And yeah, that's Tournament Savannah, and let's move on to the next map. Okay, here we are, guys, on Tournament Stadium. That's right, and this one here, once again, you'll recognize this one from before because, of course, it has been featured before the 1.02 Plus really took full force. But it's really been worked, this map. The map maker has really worked this map, something chronic, and he's redesigned it several times into the map it is today, and it's really good. I love it. A lot of people are scared of it, and I'll explain why later on. But anyway, let's do the whip around here. So you've got your main over here, and of course a nice expansion, or not expansion, main field there. You can get behind it for some harassment. You see there's a lot of room out here for harassing. Of course, you can come from the top as well. Surprisingly, this little laneway here gets used quite a lot. And of course, you've got a safe spike to the north for this player anyway. And as you can see, you can take that there. Expansion field is there. You've got a lot of room out to the right here for maneuvering around, and a lot of room out here as well. But of course, these Tiberium Stadium grandstands, of course, do block it up a bit. There is a garrison here, can kind of cover that, but I wouldn't count on it. If we move down here, there's another gap between them as well. Garrison there is going to hold for a while. We'll see how that goes there. It has come in handy, but this area here is wide open for attack to entry to the main. There is a base here as well. Of course, you can expand here first, or you can go to the top. I prefer to go to the top one, or the bottom if you're on the other side. There's a building here they can put rockets in, and of course that's going to shoot over here, so that could be a bit gnarly, especially if the other guy does go for the bottom expansion, which kind of is their natural if you're starting in the north. As you can see there, very wide open. Again, the spaces here pretty wide open. There's the safe spike, or the only spike for the top player. And if you move over, we'll see that they will spawn here right in the middle of this ringed area, of course. And there's their tib field, the same mirror on all sides. Another tournament map, nothing special about the mirroring there. It has to be mirrored for a tournament to be in the name, of course. And another expansion over here. Whether or not that's going to be the top players first or second is really up to them. You can go either way, but again, these grandstands definitely providing some cover for aircraft and things like that. Fast attacks, stealth, aircraft, artillery. Again, everything works on it. If you've got the skill, it's going to work on this map, and I think once again, that's why people are obviously scared of maps like this, where they have to adapt a lot and there needs a lot of skill to play on. Dry blue field there is going to come in handy. Of course, both sides have 3 green tip fields, so whoever gets this is just a bonus for them. And yeah, again, I played a lot of games on this. 90% of them have been awesome. In fact, most of them are worth uploads. It's just we haven't uploaded them because it wasn't official yet. But anyway, that is Tournament Stadium, and that is definitely one of my favorite maps of the map pack. Well done to the map creator there. Hope a lot more people start playing on it, because it is really awesome map, and I really would like to see some more games and VOD some games on it. Okay guys, here we are on Twisted Rift now, and this one here is not another Forgotten Forest. No, that was a terribly bad map, which was a reskin of a Rift and made it a 2v2. I cannot fathom why they continue to use that map. It is so horribly broken beyond repair. But nonetheless, we have Twisted Rift here, much better. It's kind of a hybrid. They've taken Rift and of course they've, well, twisted it, pretty much what the name suggests. You've got a nice sized main field here, which is of course similar to Rift. You have the same Tiberium Volcano and Spike there as Twisted Rift. Of course, there's the Rift there. If you move down, there's actually another spike, which is reasonably close, and you can get it, so there's 2 spikes for each player. And of course, the safe expansion field on the left here. A lot of room down here, though, so you can see a lot of room to get units into position here. Of course, that's going to favor harassment and air. Another expansion field down here. This is one of those maps where you don't really know which expansion field the enemy's going to go for. They could go for either, because if we move around here, you'll see this area very wide open. The other player does start here, so if they go to this field, you're going to be in trouble, because all the fighting is going to be down here. But if they go to their safe expansion, they're going to move further away. But again, most of the games I've played on this, the enemy has gone for the expansion that's closer to yours. That can lead to people fighting down here for a majority of the game, only to find that the only remaining Tiberium is in the top here with these 2 fields that you can see. The whole thing is mirrored. There's the Rift, and of course there's a dry blue tib field in the center there, which is going to favor you if you do go for this risky, aggressive expansion here. You can quickly go up and take the blue tib. Of course, units can pass through here, so that's going to give more accessibility. Very big, open, flat. Aircraft, reasonably okay. I haven't seen a lot of aircraft being used so far, but mainly it's fast attack, harassment, and tanks, of course. Lots of tanks. People love tanks on this one here. It's open, it's flat. It's got the terrain, of course, to make the chokes and to break up the fighting and make maneuvers more strategical, which is what I like. Again, the reason why I'm focusing on this part of the map here is because this is pretty much where all the games that I've had have been fought, have been down in this bottom area here, and then you slowly make your way up here. Again, it's a big map, so you can send out surveyors and things like that to grab these other fields while the main battle is going on down south. Of course, A lot of room to run, a lot of room to maneuver. Expect some long games on this one. Expect people to keep moving around from tib to tib, just grabbing what they can. And of course, it's just, yeah, pretty much you could probably make most things work on this one here. Again, depends what kind of aircraft you're using, but yeah, infantry, tanks, artillery, probably artillery not as good depending on the support units here. But again, Twisted Rift, a very nice hybrid. I really do like this map, even though I've lost on it quite a few times. But anyway, that one there's Twisted Rift. Head on over and play on that one. Can't wait to do some replays on this one, see how it pans out. Okay guys, here we are on the last new map for the map pack, another one which has seen some development as well, Torment Underground. That's right, Torment Underground. We're going to do a quick whip around this map now. You have your starting field obviously to the right hand side here, which you're probably going to be fighting across if there's harassment, but you can see there's a lot of room to the back of the base surprisingly down here, and there's some water of course. And if we move back up here, you can see there's a safe spike right here. There we go. Should be able to get that one, no problems. If you move up here, you'll find a lot of open land to your expansion, which is backed into the top left-hand corner. Very nice there to secure. Of course, those fields are reasonably large, so expect a lot of fighting around those ones there. You can see there's a garrison here, very important for that garrison. Yes, you've already noticed it. There's a lot of glass in the middle here. You can actually drive over this glass and fight on it, except for this bit here because there's no glass there, because that is actually a ramp which leads down to the amp spike, which you can capture with an engineer. Makes this building pretty important for this dry blue field as well. You'll have tanks and stuff driving over here and it'll be like amazingly cool to fight on that. Again, haven't played too much on this one, so I'm not sure how well it's going to pan out. Most scouts will meet in this area here. Of course, it's very wide open. A lot of concrete there, of course. And of course, I really like this spike design. It's on an island out on this ridge here somewhat, and you can see that pretty much any faction, maybe except for not a mock, could contest this spike at the start of the game and pretty much take that if they really want it. Again, same as mirrored, there's the important building there. Of course, you've got your tib field, you can end up fighting across that. This game here, very favourable for mid-game pushes. Things that go into late game can get a bit messy because obviously you'll run out of tib. But the fields are reasonably large, that makes up for that one there. Again, it's a bit of a death pit, this one here. I'm not saying it's full-blown deathmatch style, but again, you're probably going to want to be aggressive and not camp it out on this map here. Again, you probably want to go for things like, I mean, I haven't tried air too much. It's mainly been a timings map. You got to do a push on this, and it has to be a certain time, and such like that. So pretty much Torment Underground and the couple of games I've played on it, I pretty much won them all. Of course, no one else plays on these maps yet, so they haven't got used to them. But yeah, I'm liking this map so far. Hopefully, it can hold up and deliver on its age and its games as well. Again, we'd really like to see some games played on this one so I could VOD them, but it is very well designed. It looks very nice, and it's got some unique features on it as well, which actually are working so far, so well done to the map designer there. And that is Torment Underground, the last map in the map pack for 1.02 plus the version of September 4th.